Hit you with another one of them old phenomenal shits.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Underleveled. My name is Chris. I appreciate you all being here and for the continued support. Just want to quickly let you all know that yes, we are going to be canceling the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough I was doing because my game bugged out and literally every NPC in the game wants to kill me. So I can't do any of the story stuff because everyone sadly wants me dead. So I will be actually starting a playthrough with my friend Ish of Divinity Original Sin 2. Be my first time playing that. So very excited for that. But today I am joined with Mr. Bear once again to continue our journey of I don't know what I clicked. Of the DC deck building game. Like I said, you're gonna get more of it. Maybe not on the same day, maybe not every week, but I think this game is definitely worth everyone checking out. So I really want to try and do my part in spreading the good word of the DC deck building game to all of you lovely people. So Mr. Bear, tell me, what do we got in store this time around?
All right, so this time around, it's the same competitive, I guess, standard mode of the DC deck building game that we played last week. So we're using the same base set, but what's different is we introduce a crossover pack. Now, crossover packs are these small, like 10 to 20 card packs that Cryptozoic released that kind of mix up the theme of the game and usually introduce some new mechanics, new villains, new playable characters, that sort of stuff. So you can take any base set and just kind of adjust how you approach it just by introducing this small pack into it. So this one is Crossover 1 JSA. So this is right after that famous Jeff Johns run of JSA, and that's really what it's based on, basically. So we have a new stack of villains. They are in numerical order from 8 to 15, I believe. I think 15 is the final one, and we'll find out when we get there, right? And then there are 10 main deck cards added to, for our purposes, the top half of the main deck. So the main deck's a little bit bigger, but mechanics of the game are basically the same. There's no new rules or anything introduced by JSA. But what it does introduce is kind of how do I want to say it? It introduces a new approach to how you want to use starter cards. So all of the heroes, the villains, and the new main deck cards all encourage you to keep those punches, not so much the vulnerabilities, but definitely keep the punches in order to take advantage of their bonuses. So it's definitely something that changes how you look at the game, because a lot of people, you get that destruction card, once weaknesses are gone, vulnerabilities are next, followed swiftly by punches. So this one says, instead of doing that, see how you can use them differently, and I really like it. So I'm looking forward to giving it a shot here with you.
Awesome. Looking forward to doing it too. As tradition, I think we gotta pick our heroes.
Yeah, I want to do 3 and 3 again and pick one?
Sounds good.
All right, that'll give us a good glimpse at all of them too. So I already shuffled these up. Here's 3 for you and 3 for me. Why don't you go first? Show us what you got, tell us what they do, and tell us why you went with the one you go with.
All right. So first up, we got Jay Garrick. When a card tells you to draw one or more cards, before drawing, reveal the top card of your deck, and you may discard it. I think that's really cool. Mr. Terrific. Once during each of your turns, you may discard a punch. If you do, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, draw 1 equipment revealed this way, and put the rest back in any order. And Stargirl. When you play a defense card during your turn or avoid an attack, you may draw a card and then discard a card. So
that's in addition to the normal defense rule. So if a defense card allows you to draw a card, that one's going to draw an additional one on top of it.
Hey, see, this is a tough. I'm torn between Jay and Stargirl, because I mean, when I think JSA, I mean, Jay Garrick and Stargirl, kind of the first names that pop into my mind.
Yeah, of course.
But you know what? I want to keep the encouragement with the punch card, so I'm actually going to go Mr. Terrific because he
All right, you're gonna go
encourages
equipment
you
focused again.
go equipment focused, and this kind of encourages me to keep my punches, and I kind of want to see what that's like.
All right, cool. Let's see what I got over here. I do like all of the Alex Ross art that they use for these cards. There is one character that doesn't use Alex Ross, and he might come up, so we'll see. Wildcat, I do like this one. The first time you play a punch during each of your turns, if you played a hero this turn, draw a card. If you played a villain this turn, draw a card. So that's a draw up to 2 cards basically for 1 punch played if you had already played a hero and villain. Power Girl. Now this is similar to the Superman one I played last week, but each time you play a different superpower during your turn, put a punch from your discard pile into your hand. So it's essentially giving all different superpowers a +1 power. It's a little different than the +1 for all superpowers that Superman gets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously limited to if you don't have superpowers in your discard pile. I'm sorry, if you don't have punches in your discard pile, then you are a little bit out of luck there, but still a lot to work with. And there's Dr. Fate, the one that's
Ooh.
not Alex Ross art. Though that now I think about it, I don't think that Power Girl's Alex Ross. I think that's oh, what's that? It's Adam something. He does the DC Cover Girls book. But anyway, Dr. Fate. I really like this one. I really like the character. I really like the card. When you play 2 cards of consecutive cost during your turn, +1 power. So if I play a 0 cost starter card followed by a 1 cost card, I get both of those cards' values plus an additional +1. And then additionally, if I play a 2 cost card after that, that's another +1. So it stacks as long as you keep going. And then to
Nice.
follow that up, when you play 3 cards of consecutive cost, so 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 draw a card.
Nice.
And notice that none of this is limited to like once per turn. So if I play a 1, 2, 3, that's draw a card. If I play a 2, 3, 4, draw a card. If I play 3, 4, 5, draw a card. It's it can keep
Jeez.
going. So, and what's cool about the Dr. Fate one is while that's a strong ability, it encourages you to have a wide range of cards, right? It's
Mhm.
saying don't get just the expensive cards because you won't be able to reap as much of a bonus from them. You want to get some of the cheap cards too. How do I want to handle this? Because I really do like playing Dr. Fate, but
Mhm.
sometimes the math can get really hard.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Wildcat. I'll go with you, leaning into the punch aspect of the game. So the first time I play a punch during each of my turns, if I played a hero or I played a villain, I can draw a card, and that's 2 cards I can potentially draw. So I will go with Wildcat. Though if we were playing like super competitively, it'd probably be Dr. Fate.
Yeah, that Dr. Fate seems pretty pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. All right, you want to do a random roll to see? You know what? You won last week. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay. Before we start, we gotta see what our first villain is. It's Solomon Grundy now. Known mostly as a Batman villain, but definitely a huge JSA villain as well. So stack ongoing. Solomon Grundy can't be defeated unless you played a starter this turn. So unless at least one of your cards is a punch, you cannot defeat Solomon Grundy. At end of game, Solomon Grundy is worth 1 VP for each starter in your deck. So if you
Oh.
don't destroy vulnerabilities, that's 10 VP.
That's good.
It is good. It starts off strong with saying you're gonna keep these cards. All right, let's fill that lineup and see what we got. All right, we have 2 new ones. The rest are ones we saw last week. But we got Per Degaton. I think that's the right pronunciation. It's one of those things where like you see it written all the time and you're not quite sure how to say it. So he's +2 power. Discard any number of cards from your hand. +1 power for each card you discarded or have discarded this turn. So if you like discard a vulnerability, you get +1 power from it.
I like that.
And Hourglass is a really strong one. Choose another card with cost 6 or less you played this turn. At the end of your turn, put that card into your hand. So that means after you draw 5 cards, you'll put that card into your hand. So you can set a card aside, put it in your next hand, and you'll have 6 cards that hand.
That's good.
That is good. All right, so let's see what I got. I'm looking at
Lineup's not as expensive as it was starting off last week.
No, it really isn't. So I'm looking at 2 punches, 3 punches, and a vulnerability. So I've got a few options. I mean, I'm playing Wildcat, so I'm looking for heroes and villains, and I could go with Robin because he's a hero, right? But I think I'm gonna go with Batmobile because in the early game, a card that allows you to customize your hand to say like, no, there's too many vulnerabilities here is immeasurably good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that Batmobile.
Right. And we got another Batmobile taking its spot.
All right.
All right, let's see what I got. All right, I got 4 punches. I'm actually going to take this opportunity. I'm going to snag Hourglass now.
Okay.
And okay, yeah, I can't do that. And yeah, that will end my turn.
Kid Flash. All right, I'm really excited about this turn then. Okay. I have 4 punches, so that's 4 power. And that's going to leave me with another Batmobile, which I'm liking, and Kid Flash. So I got a hero, a card draw, and more deck customization. So I'm already off to a point where I can say I'm going to have some good hands early.
Excellent.
And have some control over that.
We got Harley Quinn and Nth Metal. It's a good card. How much is Nth Metal? 3? I'm gonna go for that. I'll take Nth Metal.
All right, I'll refill that deck. We've got Aquaman's Trident. All right, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I had a Batmobile. I didn't want to play it first because I mean, 5 is about as strong as the hand I can get right now. Do I want to get Perdegaton? Yeah, I think I am because he's a villain, which works with Wildcat, and I'm gonna give a use to my my vulnerabilities.
All right, let's see what I can do. Oh, we got Watchtower replacing that card. That'd probably be good for you.
Yeah, it definitely would. But it's not co-op, so if you want it, it's all you.
All right, so I got a little bit of a gamble here. So I have 2 punches and Hourglass, but I could discard a punch and see if I can get Nth Metal.
If it's in the next 3 cards of your deck. I mean, you'd probably break even power-wise in that case, because isn't Nth Metal just 1 power? Or is it 2?
I think it's 1, but then hopefully I'd be able to destroy a vulnerability.
Gotcha. Yeah, good call.
Because other than that, I only have 2 punches. So I could get Harley Quinn.
Yep.
I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go with Harley Quinn.
Okay.
So I'll play my 2 punches, and I'll play Hourglass to put one of my punches back in my hand after this turn. And I'll take Harley Quinn.
Yeah. And then I'll get you 6 cards on that next turn.
Yeah, hopefully worth it.
We got a new crossover card out there. We've got Liberty Bell. She's a defense card, and when you use her, you may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 3 cards and put 2 cards from your hand on the top of your deck. All right. So I'm actually going to start my turn with Batmobile. allowing me to discard my hand and draw 5 cards. Reason being, I've got 2 vulnerabilities here. I'm good. No use for them right this second. So we got Batmobile. I don't have enough cards, so I have to shuffle this up real quick. I can draw 5 new cards. Now you don't get the 1 power from Batmobile, but you do get a new hand. All right, we will start with the Flash, drawing a card. Follow that up with a punch, and now when you play a punch, if I have played a hero this turn, I can draw a card.
Very nice.
Yep, so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a vulnerability. The Watchtower is really tempting. There's a lot of good cards out there that are really useful, especially in the early game, but locations with their ongoing ability, it's pretty hard to say no to that, so that's where I'm going.
All right. Let's see, another location. Fortress of Solitude.
All right, that's the superpower one.
Let's see. Let's see what I can do. All right. So I'll play Nth Metal. Let's check out that top card. It's a punch. Kind of need my punches, so.
Yeah, you have to decide like where you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Like how many punches do you want? Like how often do you want to use your ability?
Both of my equipments are not in my deck, so I don't really need to play his ability. So I got 4 punches and Nth Metal and a vulnerability. So I got 5. Now let's see. I would go for Aquaman's Trident, but I do feel like I should get a defense card. I'm going to go with Bulletproof.
Okay.
And that'll wrap up my turn.
All right, Mystic Bolts joins the lineup. This is a good one. It's cost 6 and it's worth it. Plus 1 power. Put up to 2 cards, each with cost 5 or less, and each with a different cost from your discard pile into your hand. So I guess the highest you could really get is what, a 5 and a 4 cost card then into your hand. But that works. I mean, that's good. All right, so I'm going to start with Per Degaton. 2 power. Discard any number of cards from my hand, plus 1 power for each card you have discarded this turn. I'm going to discard 2 vulnerabilities to get 2 more power, bringing me to 4.
Nice.
Followed up with a punch. So that's 5 power, and that triggers Wildcat's ability to draw a card. 6, 7 power. Still not in
Nice.
Solomon Grundy territory. Oh, Mystic Bolts is speaking to me, but I think I'm actually going to go Robin and Liberty Bell to start getting heroes coming out of my deck more often, as opposed to one really strong card that comes up every now and then.
Excellent. All right, so we got Ring Power. Feel the top card of your deck if it costs 1 or greater, 3 power, otherwise 2 power, and Mara. Your discard pile is empty, plus 4 power, otherwise plus 2. So, what to do? What to do? I would once again try to use the punch power, but I need it. Play Nth Metal, check the top card, it's a punch. One day, it'll be a vulnerability up there.
The time will come.
Then again, I got 2 in my hand. So I'm actually gonna go for Power Ring.
Yeah, it makes sense with Mr. Terrific and everything.
Go ahead and snag that. Oops. And end my turn.
All right, we're looking at... Ooh, Man of Steel.
Oh,
Someone at some point is going to get 8 power, and they're going to have to decide: do I want Man of Steel, or do I want Solomon Grundy to get 10 VP at the end of the game? And I do not pity that
oof.
person, even if that might be me. We'll see.
That is a choice.
Yeah. So I will get Kid Flash. So I draw a card. Follow that up with Liberty Bell. That's what, 2 power? Yeah, 2 power. 3 power with this punch, and that triggers Wildcat to draw a card. Ooh. 4/5 at Per Degaton. Unfortunately, I already played my first punch, so I can't get anything from that. But I just drew it, so nothing I can do about that. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power, 7, 8 power. So
Ooh.
I am that person that I just feared. Um,
That's a
I don't
tough one, buddy.
It is. I don't have any superpowers right now. It completely changes my strategy if I start getting superpowers because my deck is built around heroes and villains.
Yep.
Now, the good news is that Man of Steel is a hero, so it does lean into that, but it wants superpowers to get its utmost potential.
Mm-hmm.
And then Solomon Grundy's 10 VP at the end of the game, and we're 3. And how did I lose last time? I just did not generate the VP. I had power every turn, but I did not have VP at the end of the game. I was, what, 1 shy behind you?
Yep.
So that's my dilemma.
I think you should go with Solomon Grundy.
You would. No matter what you said, you'd be right. So, I think I'm going to go Man of Steel.
Okay.
It's hard. It's hard to lose a Man of Steel. Obviously, I found a way last time, and I could do it again. But I'm going to Man of Steel.
All right, and that will be replaced with the Cape and Cowl. +2 power defense card. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 2 cards.
It's a good one.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to discard a punch and look at the top 3 cards of my deck, draw 1 equipment card, and put the rest back in any order.
Come on, I'm rooting for you. There you go.
There we go. So I'm going to take Hourglass, and I will put, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to draw them all, but I'll put Harley Quinn on top.
Well, it wouldn't matter if you had, like, Nth Metal or something.
Yeah. So I got my 2 punches, Vulnerability and Bulletproof. I will play Hourglass to take back Bulletproof when I'm done with this turn. So that's 4 power total. So, I mean, I gotta go with the Cape and Cowl, man. We just saw Batman.
I mean, it's a defense card. It's an equipment for Mr. Terrific. It's a good time.
It's a very good time. So that'll end my turn. Put this back in my hand, and I need to shuffle and draw 2 more cards.
All right.
And Cheetah took the place. Gain any card with the cost of 4 or less in the lineup. That card was very useful last game.
It really was, yeah. All right, I'm going to start by putting Watchtower on the board. So the first time I play a hero each turn, I can draw a card.
Nice.
And it gets better. Let's see. We will play Robin. +1 power, put an equipment from my discard pile into my hand. I think I've only got the one. Yeah, it's Batmobile, so I'll take it. I'll just play it now. So that's... Oh, because I played Robin, that triggers Watchtower to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power and a vulnerability. I think since I have Man of Steel, Fortress of Solitude is going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go there.
All right. And we got Mr. Goggles himself, Green Arrow. +2 power. At the end of the game, if you have 4 or more other heroes in your deck, this card is worth 5 VP. Now, we hate the Goggles, but if I remember correctly, I think it was this card that won me
absolutely
the
is.
game.
I made fun of that card pretty hard last time, only to end up losing basically to it.
It's the goggles, man. So let's see
Huh.
what we got here. So what I'm gonna do, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna discard a punch, reveal the top 3 cards. Ah, look at Hourglass right there. So,
Oh, shoot.
yeah, I'm gonna take Hourglass. Yeah, I don't know which punch I'm gonna put at the top of my deck, but we'll just do that. I will play. I got my vulnerability, get that out of the way. I'll play Harley Quinn, so we can
Ooh.
each put a punch or vulnerability from the discard pile to the top of your deck.
No, each foe, not you.
Oh, each foe. Okay, yeah.
That actually is almost helpful in this game, though. I have no discard pile right now, so
Okay,
nothing
whew.
for me.
I'm gonna have to take that into account. So I got my punch, my bulletproof, my ring of power, which I already know is a punch on top, so it's +2. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll play Hourglass to put bulletproof back in my hand
Smart.
at the end of this turn. So 2, 3, 4, 6. Decisions.
Yeah. Again, you can spend all 6 on 2 useful cards. One of 2 useful cards you could spend. You could divide it up amongst a few, like Mara and Aquaman, for instance. Aquaman's Trident. Still haven't touched any kicks. We haven't needed them if you actually had cheap cards.
Yeah, last game we started off with pretty expensive lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
I would go Green Arrow, but I have a feeling that this match is gonna play out very differently when it comes to VP points.
It might, it
So,
might.
um, plus just heroes don't really make sense for my deck right now.
Well, Aquaman's Trident does, and Cheetah worked well for you last time, so she probably could again.
Hey, see, I'm torn between Aquaman's Trident and Cheetah or
Mhm.
Mystic Bolts.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's a tough one
2
right there.
cards of 5 or less, yeah.
Now, I think I'm gonna go Mystic Bolts only because my deck right now, for some reason, isn't really generating power that well. So
Mhm.
I think Mystic Bolts will help me out a little bit.
Right.
And that
I'm gonna
will end my turn.
Alright, I'll refill this lineup. We got High Tech Hero, so that's the one that encourages superpowers and equipment. I will start with Man of Steel, which is the worst time you want to see it. It's in your opening hand because there is no discard pile.
Oof.
But it does trigger the Watchtower, so I can draw a card. All right, we'll follow that up with another card that you never want to see in your opening hand, Robin, because he gets equipment from your discard pile. So that's 4 power overall. Follow that up with a punch, triggering Wildcat's ability to draw another card. Man, what a wasted hand. Okay. So 3, 4, 5 power, 6 of this punch, 7, 8 with Per Degaton,
Oh,
and I'm gonna discard 2 vulnerabilities to get to 10.
nice.
I could do Solomon Grundy again. Uh I think Green Arrow's the way to go for me though, to kind of keep my eye on that long game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean I'm gonna have a bunch of heroes in my deck anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna take Green Arrow for 1. I still have 5 power left over. I'm gonna do Mara and Cheetah.
There we go.
I got 3 cards. That's a good one.
All right, and it is replaced with Suicide Squad. +2 power. If you've already played 2 other Suicide Squad cards this turn, each foe discards his hand. At the end of the game, this card is worth 1 VP for each Suicide Squad in your deck. We got Bat Signal, +1 power. Put a hero from your discard pile into your hand. And Girl Power, +2 power. Defense, you may reveal this card and discard it, or a punch, to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card. Alright. So, I'm going to start off. 2, 3. Alright, I'm gonna be a little risky here. So, I will... Yeah, so I'm going to discard a punch. Get the top 3.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fine. I'll put the vulnerability on top and play Nth Metal
Nice.
to destroy this vulnerability.
Finally.
And then I got 2 punches and Bulletproof and another vulnerability. So I got 2, 4, 5 to work with.
Some good choices out there.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with High Tech Hero.
Okay.
So I'm trying to build up those equipments. And that will end my turn. I'll replace it with Super Speed. Draw a card, defense, and if you defend, you get to draw 2 cards.
All right, I'm going to start my turn off with a Batmobile saying goodbye to my hand of 1 vulnerability and 3 punches. I think I played all my good cards in that first hand, but at the worst time because there was no discard pile at the time. All right, this is better. This is better. All right, we're going to follow that up with putting Fortress of Solitude down. So now I draw a card on my first superpower and first hero each turn. Follow that up with Kid Flash, drawing a card. But that Kid Flash also triggers the Watchtower to draw another card. So I gotta get my deck together. So that means I believe I'm drawing 2 cards. Or did I already draw one? Shoot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I must have already drawn one. So I just draw 1 extra one now. All right, we'll follow that up with Liberty Bell. Now, after all of this, we're still only at 2 power. But now we'll do Punch, which triggers Wildcat to draw another card.
A lot of deck thin in here.
Yeah, right? All right, so it's total 3 power, 4, 5, 6 power total. With that 6, I've got a few ideas. So I've got Man of Steel and I've got Fortress of Solitude, but I don't really have superpowers yet. I could go with a kick and super speed. I'd get a defense card and 2 superpowers. I could go just girl power, which is a defense card. And actually it's kind of the same, isn't it? Because super speed's a defense card and the kick is 2 power, but girl power is both.
But if you went with the
Let's
kick
see.
and super speed, you would have 2 superpowers to be able to bring
Exactly.
back.
That's the thing. And that's
It's a
also a
tough
draw
choice.
card of super speed. So drawing a card is a whole other thing. And girl power, you can keep it in your hand and discard a punch instead. I think I'm going to go the kick and super speed route because I think more superpowers in my deck just going to increase the chance I have one available when Man of Steel comes out.
Okay. And that gets replaced with Gorilla Grodd. Costs 5, gives you +3 power. Look at that art.
Yeah, I really like that one.
All right, let's see what I got to
Oh, I
work
had
with
one more
here.
card in my hand. It was vulnerability. Unimportant.
Oh. So, all right. So I'm gonna discard a punch. Look at the top 3. Oh, just amazing, amazing cards. I mean, I'm gonna draw them all anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I will put them back. So I got 3 punches and Cape and Cowl. So I got 5 total. So
I think we're so excited about the new cards that we haven't even really touched Solomon Grundy yet, even though I think we've both been able to afford him at one point or another.
yeah, it's a tough try. I think I'm gonna go with Girl Power. I want another defense card. And Aquaman's Trident staring at me. Oh god, Ring of Power. Power Ring replaced it.
Yeah, that Alchemist's Trident's been there from pretty early in the game. I've been wondering when you're going to go for it.
Well, I'm gonna get it.
All right, I'm going to start my turn off with Robin here. Put an equipment from my discard pile into my hand. I've only got one. It's this Batmobile, so I'll take it. So that's 1.
And you can draw a card.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because that triggers the Watchtower.
Yep.
All right, so that's 1, 2 from the Batmobile, 3, 4 from Green Arrow.
Goggles himself, man.
There he is. All right, 5 power when I put this punch down, which triggers Wildcat to draw a card. 6, 7 power, and a couple vulnerabilities. So I'm just shy of Solomon Grundy territory again.
I thought this was gonna be the turn where you get Solomon Grundy.
I know, or yeah, something. I'm gonna go with Bat Signal because if I end up in a situation where Man of Steel gets played on the first turn, Bat Signal can bring him back at a better time.
Yep.
2 power left over. I don't think I really. Yeah, nothing I can spend that on, so that's it.
I'll let you buy a weakness if you want.
I'm good. Unless I can use it on Per Degaton, obviously, and get 1 power from it.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here.
Ooh.
Okay. This is gonna be a turn for me.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I got the vulnerability. Get that out of the way. I will play Mystic Bolts. Put up 2 cards, each with a cost of 5 or less, and each with a different cost from your discard pile into your hand. So I'll take Power Girl, or Girl Power, and Cape and Cowl. So with that, I will play High Tech Hero. So it's +3 since I played a superpower. And I got Bulletproof, Girl Power, Cape and Cowl, and I'll play Hourglass to put Mystic Bolts back in my hand at the end of this turn.
Ooh, nice.
So that's 1, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So
yeah, if you play that right, you can get those 2 like back to back almost every turn.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead. See, I
Grundy
want to
time?
get. It's hard because it's like I want to get Super Speed, Power Ring, and Aquaman's Trident. But
okay.
at the same time, I really want to get Solomon Grundy because I feel like if I want to win, he's probably the only way I'll be able to. Oh man, that's a tough one, buddy.
You played a punch, right?
Unfortunately, this is the only turn I've had so far where I didn't have a punch.
Oh no, he needs. Oh, you played a vulnerability though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because you need a starter to beat him.
Okay. So yep, I'm probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go for the Solomon Grundy.
All right, full Grundy.
I feel like that's gonna come back around to bite me in the butt, but
well, I mean, at least you have Hourglass. You can like plan a defense in your hand. Oh,
yeah.
you go Mystic Bolts. That's right.
So I'll take the Mystic Bolts. Draw my 5. Oh, Jesus, of course. No
Nothing?
defense. Nada.
All right, well, this is all new villains. Let's see what we got. Next up. Mordru the Merciless. Each player discards a card of cost 3 or greater. Oh, man. I'm gonna discard Per-Degaton.
I will. Goodbye, Nth Metal. It said just discard, right? Not destroy?
Just discard, yep.
Okay. Right, let's see what you got, buddy.
I've got a doozy of a turn, just like you did. So we're gonna start it off with Cheetah. So I can gain a card of cost 4 or less from the lineup. We're gonna gain super speed. We're gonna follow that up with Man of Steel, which gets all the superpowers of my discard pile into my hand, including super speed we just grabbed. Did I do it wrong? There we go. Just draw those. There we go.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'm at 3 power. Now Man of Steel triggers the Watchtower to draw a card, but I have no deck right now. So we got to make a deck. So that draws a card. Follow that up with Super Speed, which says draw a card. But Super Speed triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw another card. It just keeps going.
One of those turns, man. You gotta love it when it all
is.
falls into place.
And now the great news is because all of that card draw, the discard pile is empty, which means Mara is worth 4 power. So we're at 7 with only 2 power generating cards so far. All right, 7. Draw another card of Kid Flash. 8, 9, 10, 11. Draw another card of Super Speed. 12. Now this punch is there is a hero and villain played before it, so I can draw 2 cards per Wildcat.
Oof.
13, 14, 15
Oof.
power, and a couple vulnerabilities.
Oof.
Yeah, that's
Take your
power you
pick.
can't buy. I'm gonna buy Gorilla Grodd, but when I do that, I still have 9 power, I believe. So I had 14 power. So yeah, that still leaves me with 9, which is enough to get Mordru the Merciless as well.
Nice. All right.
That was insane.
We got 2 villains taking the place. And once you get your hand, I will reveal what our next foe will be. Unfortunately, still no defense card for me, so that's
Oh yeah, you're still in the same boat as basically the last villain, aren't you?
Yep.
I am also defenseless, so we are in this together. Let's see what happens.
So we got
Icicle.
ooh, first appearance attack. Each player gains a weakness for each hero in the lineup. No heroes.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. All right, dodged a bullet.
Indeed we did. All right, so what do I want to do? So what I'm going to do is discard a punch. See with these last 2 cards, of course. Of course. A whole lot of nothing for me. So I will play a punch and a power ring. And actually, first I'm going to play Mystic Bolts. And put 2 cards, each with cost of 5 or less, into your hand. So let's see. I'll put Hourglass back in my hand. And I will take probably high-tech hero. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm gonna take high-tech hero too. So then we got Harley Quinn. So you can put a puncher vulnerability back in your back to the top of your deck if you'd like.
Top of my deck, okay.
Got Power Ring. I already know it's vulnerability, so it's just 2 power. I played a super power, so that's 3. Oh, you know what? I kind of miscalculated something.
No.
But it's okay. It's okay. I don't wanna. So I'll play Hourglass to keep. Actually, so wait, we got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Instead of Mystic Bolts, I'm gonna keep High Tech Hero in my hand.
Okay.
Because I just realized I'm not gonna have a discard pile on my next turn.
Gotcha.
So I got 8. Not enough to beat little Icicle up there, but still enough to play with. I will finally take Aquaman's Trident.
Going back to his rightful home. Yep.
Good. Taking him, and I'll take Power Ring. And that will, boom, boom, end my turn.
Oh, these are good cards. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with Per Degaton, which only gets 2 power. Nothing I'm going to discard or anything like that. 3 with a Batmobile. 4 with a Batmobile. 5 with this punch. That triggers Wildcat to draw a card. We already know it's the punch you put there. 6, 7 power total.
Nice. What's Two-Face do?
I like Two-Face. I do really like that one.
Choose even or odd, then reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs matches your choice, draw it. If not, discard. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
and especially with 0 being even, and we both have. I mean, you only have 9 starters right now, but I've got 10. So there's a good chance if I just say even that that's in my favor. So I'm definitely going to Two-Face, which leaves me with 5 power to spend.
Yep.
I'm gonna take Suicide Squad. It's not much, but it's a villain I can use, and if I get a different one, I can get extra bonus VP.
All right. We got Solemn Grundy, the non-supervillain version. When you buy or gain this villain, we put him on top of your deck, +3, and Goggles Jr. All right. So I'm gonna discard this punch. Look at the top 3. Plenty to choose from. So I'm going to take, what's a Trident? Let me put any one card you buy or gain this turn on top of your deck. Ooh. That's I need to think for a second. Okay. So that's gonna be 3, 8. This is a choice. So hold on, that'd be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take Aquaman's Trident. And I'll put these back. And I will play well, I play Power Ring. Top card I believe is Harley Quinn. So that's a 3, 4. Get rid of that vulnerability. 5. I'm not going to destroy it. 8, 10. So I'm going to go ahead and take Icicle. And because of Aquaman's Trident, I think I could just put him on top of my deck.
Is it? Does it? Wait, what's that? Does it say any card from the lineup? Oh no, any
It
card
says-
you buy or gain this turn. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
So and pray that I get a defense card. We've been doing pretty bad on getting defense. So nope, still no defense card. So that's
no.
that's not good for me. I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay.
So we got Cobra. Each player reveals top 5 cards of his deck and discards all cards with a cost of 1 or greater. Put the rest back in any order. That is brutal.
I'm going to defend with Liberty Bell. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 3 cards and put. Ooh, wait, maybe not. Well, put 2 cards from your hand. Yeah, I'm going to use Liberty Bell. It ruins my turn, but that's okay.
So that's pretty rough for me because I just lost Mystic Bolts, and that's like probably.
I was going to play Man of Steel next turn, so I'm with you.
Yeah, it's rough, dude.
And I'm about to lose my discard pile, so it's gone. All right, so I have to draw 3 cards and put 2 from my hand on top of my deck. Very well.
One day I'll have a defense card. One day.
Okay. Interesting. Well, no matter what I put there, I'm probably going to draw it with my locations and stuff in play. So, unless I go out of my way to not. Yeah, I might try that. I'm going to put Robin on top of my deck in the hope that I have it next turn. I got to put a second one, though. We'll follow that up with Two-Face. Okay, 2 cards on top of my deck. All right, my turn then?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'll start with the Bat Signal, which will get Liberty Bell into my hand. Follow that up with Suicide Squad, so that's 3 power total. Then Mordru the Merciless. So that's 6 power. I may shuffle all cards that cost 1 or greater from your discard pile into your deck. Well, nothing there, unfortunately. So 1, 3, 6. How badly do I want to push this? All right, looks like I'm going for it. Okay. We'll follow that up with Liberty Bell. So that's 8 power. And that's our first hero, so I draw a card. We'll play Two-Face. It's getting a 9 power. It was Robin, which I think is even powered. Let's see. Nope, it's odd, so he stays. All right, so again, 1, 3, 6, 8, 9. 10 with this punch, and that is a hero and villain before it, so I get to draw 2 cards. 11, 12, and a vulnerability.
Nice.
Oh, do I want Cobra? Don't think I do right now. I think I want Solomon Grundy. When you buy or gain this card, you can put him on top of your deck very well.
Nice.
So he was on my 12. He was 6, so I have 6 left over. I'll do Scythe and a Kick. And that'll do it.
So we got Supergirl and Dark Knight. Dark Knight might come in handy for me. But let's see what we got. Oh boy. All right, so let's start off with Power Ring. Feel the top card. It's a punch, of course, so it's only +2. Got Solemn Grundy, bring me to 5. I will Harley Quinn. So if you want to put a punch or vulnerability on top of your deck. And I'm gonna play Icicle. So it's +3, and I will have you flip your superhero face down until the end of your next
Ooh,
turn.
okay.
And I will play Hourglass to keep Icicle.
Nope. Hourglass has to be cost 6 or less.
Oh, just kidding. I will keep Power Ring.
There you go.
So that's 2, 5, 6, 9. Good old 9. So yeah, I'm gonna take Dark Knight and High Tech Hero.
Nice.
All right, so I keep Power Ring, and that will end my turn.
Okay, we're gonna gain a Lasso of Truth and the Riddler.
I can't believe my next hand. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I've got a Batmobile in my hand, and I'm considering just using it because I'm not too excited about it. I mean, I set it up to get Solomon Grundy on top of my deck, but he's among some losers here. So we're gonna put Batmobile out, and we'll have to discard Solomon Grundy, the vulnerability, punch, and kick he came with, and draw 5 new cards. That's a little better. Follow that up with Kid Flash, which draws a card, triggers the Watchtower to draw a second card. Follow that up with Her Degaton, who is 2 power, and I'm going to discard a vulnerability to get the 3 power from him. So 3 total. Follow that up with a punch in the 4. Oh, I don't have. Shoot, I don't have Wildcat. Oh well. 5, 6, 7 then. All right, with 7, I need Lasso of Truth because I need some defenses because I keep getting hit. And I'll get another Green Arrow because it's not going down that way again.
Goggles coming in, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Kid Flash and Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing, my mind is always stuck in crisis mode. So I was actually gonna say I'm gonna leave Swamp Thing for you. But I mean I still am. But alright, so what I'm gonna do is I will discard a punch. Reveal the top 3. Ooh, definitely keeping that Cape and Cal. So I got my 3 punches, my vulnerability, Cape and Cal, and Power Ring, which top card is Girl Power. So that's 3, 4, 5, 8 total. So not enough for Cobra, but let me pay 3 power if you do gain the top card of the main deck. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go Kid Flash. And I'm gonna take the Riddler.
Okay.
And that'll go ahead and wrap things up for me.
All right. Starro and Green Arrow's bow join the lineup. Good choices. All right. I'm going to start off with Cheetah. Gain a card of cost 4 or less. That's going to be Green Arrow's bow.
Ooh.
Follow that up with a super speed, drawing a card. Follow that up with a super speed, drawing a card.
Oh, and you can draw another one for your Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, good call. I forgot about that. Thank you. Okay, let's see if I can. I'm not going to make that happen, but okay. Well, maybe. Actually, yes, I am. Shoot. No, I'm not. No. Wait, yes, I am. Okay. Yes, it's happening. All right. Follow that up. I haven't gained any power yet. Here comes Man of Steel with
Oof.
3 power, getting the superpowers into my hand. He's also a hero, which triggers the Watchtower to draw a card.
Jeez.
Follow that up with our first punch, which since I played a hero and a super and a villain, I mean, I can now draw 2 cards, which empties my discard pile.
Jeez.
All right. So total power, we're at what? 4 power.
Mm-hmm.
Followed up with Mara getting the 8 because there's no discard pile anymore. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Ooh.
21, I mean, I'm taking Cobra. That still leaves me with 10. Definitely get Starro, leaving me with 3. And I'll get a kick. That's my crazy turn.
Nice. So
That's
let's
why I
go
like having Man
ahead.
of Steel at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, Man of
You
Steel. It's a hell of a card.
Yeah.
And now we got Ultra Human Knight. Each player gains 2 weakness cards and puts them on the bottom of his deck.
Interesting. Let me see if I get a defense. And I did. So I will discard Lasso of Truth here. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card.
Nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'll reveal power or girl power, but I'm gonna discard a punch. And draw a card. Alright, so let's see. Let's see what I can pull off here. So I'm gonna play Power Ring. Top card is Power Ring. So that's 3, 5 with Aquaman's Trident, 8 with
Oof.
Icicle. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip your superhero face down.
Yeah.
Got Girl Power. So that's 5, 7, 10. All right. So I'm gonna risk something.
Okay.
I'm gonna be dumb right now. Well, not dumb, but I'm gonna gamble. So I got 10. I'm gonna play the Riddler, and I'm gonna sacrifice 3
Yeah.
to
Get that top card.
Actually, yeah.
Ooh, that's a
Penguin.
good one. I like that one.
Very nice. So I'm left with 7.
A lot of good combos out there for 7.
So I'm gonna take High Tech Hero, leaving me with 4. I'm gonna take Nth Metal because I have a feeling I'm gonna be gaining weaknesses eventually.
Time will come.
Yep. So that's gonna
Well,
go
don't you already
ahead and-
have 2 weaknesses, or did you defend against that last attack?
I defended against it with a Girl Power.
Nice. All right, we got a new Solomon Grundy and Gorilla Grodd out there. 2 powerful cards. All right. I'm going to start my turn with Kid Flash. Being a hero, he's really draw 2 cards. Because of the Watchtower, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Follow that up with Mordru the Merciless, 3 power, and I can put all cards of cost 1 or greater from my discard pile into my deck. So these all here will go together. Shuffle them into my deck, so I guess I'll shuffle my deck. Fortunately, I don't have access to my hero. So my punches won't do much, but I don't really have a lot of them. I don't have any, actually. Shoot. Yeah, it's not a strong hand. 3, 4, 5, and then all 3 of my vulnerabilities.
Ooh.
So because of that, oh, no, you got Nth Metal. I thought you left that. Okay, that changes things. I guess I'll get Gorilla Grodd with the 5 power. All right. That's that.
He's replaced by Clayface. Choose a
Ooh,
card
good
you
one.
played this turn. Play it again. Very nice, very nice. So I'm going to sacrifice a punch. Take a look at the top 3. Cape and Kel. Ooh, okay. So I'm obviously going to take that Cape and Kel. I'll put High Tech Hero on top. Play Kid Flash to draw High Tech Hero. And I'll play Power Ring, which a punch, so it's only 2, 4, 7, 8. Not going to destroy the punch. And I'll play Hourglass to keep... Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna keep Cape and Cal.
Okay.
So with the 8, I gotta go for that Clayface. Gotta go for the Clayface.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could be that guy, but I'm not. So I'm leaving. Keep leaving Swamp Thing there for you.
You don't have to leave him there for me. You can take him. I know you don't have any locations right now, so he's not as strong for you.
Yeah,
It's an
I'm not gonna.
expensive 2 power card.
Definitely. You know what? I'm gonna take the Harley Quinn.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn with that.
All right. So Icicle's over. I get my hero back. Cool. All right. New cards in the lineup is another copy of the Penguin and Utility Belt. I will start my turn with Cobra.
Ooh.
Draw 4 cards, then discard 2 of those cards. I will discard the Punch here and Lasso of Truth. Follow that up with Super Speed, which is draw a card, triggering Fortress of Solitude to draw a second card.
Nice.
And Green Arrow here is 2 power, triggering the Watchtower to draw a card. Follow that up with a Punch, which because I played a hero and villain means I draw 2 cards. All right, 1, 3 power. Draw a card of Super Speed.
Decisions.
Yeah, it's all about the order I play these in at this point. So 4 power, I can put a hero from my discard pile into my hand. I think there's just the one. It's just Kid Flash. So I will do that, and we'll draw a card. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to get out of this. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I say all I'm going to get. There's a lot here. 13, 14, 17. There are no superpowers in my discard pile, though. 18, 19, because I do have a discard pile right now. And then Starro, each foe discards the top card of his deck. Play all non-location cards discarded this way.
Solemn Grundy, give yourself another +3.
All right, so I'll just start with that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 22 power.
Jeez.
So I will take Ultra Humanite. And that will leave me with
10.
10 power. Get the Penguin, leaving me with 7. Yeah, we'll take Swamp Thing, leaving me with 3. And a Kick, leaving me with 0.
Awesome.
I don't have
Yeah.
any destruction cards, so everything I've bought is just in this massive deck that I have no consistency with. I'll get these huge turns, and then I'll get like a 3 vulnerability turn.
All right. Are you ready to see who the next one is?
Almost. Let me just get my new hand ready. And is there enough here for that? Yes, there is. And yeah, I've got a defense, so I'm definitely good to go.
Gentleman Ghost. Each player destroys 2 different cards with cost 1 or greater in his discard pile, 100% defending against that.
I'm gonna look what's in my discard pile first. I could defend against it, but like I just said, I've got this massive deck that I just cannot work with right now. So maybe there's something worth destroying, but I'm pretty sure it's the vulnerabilities that need to go.
You know what? That's not the worst idea. It said destroy 2. That's a cost 1 or
Destroy
greater, right?
2, yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind getting rid of Harley Quinn, to be honest.
Like, I'm considering getting rid of Batmobile, but it could still save me in a situation where I get those 3 vulnerabilities all at once. So I think I am going to just keep this and just go for the defense. So I'll use Liberty Bell. Discard to avoid an attack. If you do, cool. I'm going to draw 3 cards and put 2 cards in my hand on top of my deck.
Not the best hand, if I had to be honest. But I will discard. Actually, how many cards have my deck? Yeah, I guess I'll discard a punch. Look at the top 3. Nada. But I will. Oops, not like that. That vulnerability down there. Put these right here. All right. So I got 3 punches. Vulnerability, bulletproof, and I'm going to play Dark Knight. So I'm going to gain all the equipment. Do they? Oh no.
They go to your discard pile.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
These all go there, and I got 3, 7 to work with. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Solemn Grundy. Put it on top of my deck. Right. And that will be it for me.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a big swing in this lineup then, because you just got 4 cards out of it. There's another Nth Metal, another Aquaman's Trident right where it was, and another Bat Signal. So a lot to work with there. We're going to start off with a Kick, which triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Follow that up with Cheetah, allowing me to get a card of cost 4 or less from the lineup. I think I'll get this Suicide Squad here, because I think I bought the other one earlier, and that'd be good to have. Follow that up with Rod here, getting us to 5. 6, 7 per Degaton. I'm not going to discard anything. I will play the punch to get to 8, triggering Wildcat to draw a card. 9 power. Green Arrow's bow is 11 power or 13 power towards supervillains, which it is up there. Instead, though, I'm going to get Bat Signal for the same reason I bought it earlier. Bringing me down to 6. I'll get Nth Metal because it's my only destruction card now. Bring me down to 3. And then this Kick to get another superpower. So instead
Nice.
of going for the villain, I definitely wanted to get some. Oh, actually, you know what? I can't get that Kick. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Right?
No, I think you
Oh
have
no, I
enough for
totally
that.
can. I totally can. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I thought I was using the supervillain cost I got from Green Arrow's bow, but I wasn't. I wasn't.
All right. And we got Super Strength, John Jones and Robin. John Jones, play the top card of the supervillain stack, then return it to the top of the stack. That's
Yeah, it's a good one.
that's stupid good. So let's see. I got to think about this.
Ooh. Didn't notice that Super Strength came out. I heard you say it and didn't register with me that it was that card.
Oh, okay. I gotta think about this one. So that would be. So that'd be 6. Or. No, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. So, got my punch, Harley Quinn, so you can add a punch or vulnerability to the top of your deck if you'd like. Oh, you don't have a discard pile.
Yep, none right now.
Vulnerability, high tech hero for just 1. Solomon Grundy, so I have 6. I'm gonna go ahead and snag that John Jones.
Makes sense.
And that is it.
Right, Catwoman is out there, and I know you're going to want that. All
Ooh.
right, I'm going to start my turn with Two-Face. So choose an even or odd, reveal the top card of your deck. If its cost matches your choice, draw it. If not, discard. I'm going to go with even. It's
Ooh.
odd, so we're going to discard Green Arrow here.
Betrayed by the goggles once again.
I know, it's never ending. All right, we'll follow that up with Gorilla Grodd getting us to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attack. Each foe gains a weakness unless they reveal a starter in their hand.
Aha!
All right, you're good. So I'm at 8. Since I'm at 8, before I finish, I'm going to buy Aquaman's Trident for 3. Because you can buy cards at any times. I know traditionally we just play all of them, but there's a reason I'm doing that. So now I have 5 power. Follow that up with Robin, which gives me the 6, and I can put an equipment from my discard pile into my hand. So a card I just bought, I can now play right away. 7, 8. You may put any one card you buy or gain this turn on top of your deck. So again, that's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I bought Aquaman's Trident, bringing me down to 8.
And
we'll
you can
use
draw
that
a card because of Robin.
Oh,
Because
good
of your
call.
location.
Yep. Okay. So I'm at 8. We're going to follow it up with Punch, which because I played a hero and villain, I can draw 2 cards. I already forgot. Where was I? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But we bought that, so that brings me down to 8, 9, 10 power. 11 power with this Punch. Because we use Aquaman's Trident, I can put a card on top of my deck. So we'll buy Super Strength and put that on top of my deck.
Nice.
Leave me with 4 power, which we're going to use to get another copy of Robin. And I'm going to stop there.
Good turn.
Yeah. So that's an example of what you can do if you decide to like buy a card right now instead
Mm-hmm.
of waiting till you play everything. You can get a stronger hand out of it.
So that is replaced with Bane, Swamp Thing, and another super strength.
Oh, wow.
So let's see. Let's see what I want to do here. This is a decision.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will. So I'm gonna sacrifice. Um, my punch. Check the top 3 cards of my deck. Oh man, I was really shooting for an equipment, but was not
No.
delivered.
I see that icicle coming though, and I'm ready.
um. So let's see. Aquaman's Trident, Nth Metal, Dark Knight. Unfortunately, no equipments on the lineup. So where does that put me? 2, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 5. I will buy Catwoman to bring me to 3. Yeah, and I'll play Mystic Bolts to get Catwoman back and this punch. So I was at 3. This will bring me to 6, 7.
Hmm. Got that Catwoman Dark Knight combo too. Cool.
Yeah, so that's 7. Um, it takes super strength. So that goes to my hand, right? And then I
Or
can
what?
for Dark Knight because I played Catwoman.
Um. Yeah.
Cool. So that gives me 5 more, and I'm gonna grab Bane.
Cool.
All right. Not the greatest use of Mystic Bolts like I normally do, but that'll wrap up my turn.
All right. Let's see what we fill that lineup with. We got Lobo. That's a good one.
Ooh.
I really like that one. Suicide Squad and Huckleman's Triumph, right where it belongs. Just keeps coming back. All right, starting off with Kid Flash, which because of Watchtowers essentially draw 2 cards. Follow that up with Super Strength. That's
Ooh.
5 power. And because of Fortune of Solitude, that's draw a card. Follow that up with the Penguin. Draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards. We'll discard this vulnerability. And I'm going to discard Batmobile. So I'm only at 5 power total. Super speed to follow that up with another card draw. Starro. Each foe discards the top card of their deck. Play all non-location cards discarded this way.
Let's see what we got. Hourglass.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. Keep that out so I can read it. Yeah. Choose another card, cost 6 or less. You played this turn. At the end of your turn, put that card into your hand. So far I've played. It's cost 6 or less. I'm gonna go with the Penguin. I'll set Penguin aside to use again next turn. All right, so 5 power total still.
And it says to discard Hourglass, right?
Um,
For
Let
Starro.
me see. Yeah, it gets discarded.
Okay.
All right, so again, I'm at 5 power total, 6-7 with a kick, 8 with this punch, but since I played a hero and a villain, I get to draw 2 cards. 9, 10 per Degaton, discarding this vulnerability. I get to 11. 12, 13 of Green Arrow. 14 with Nth Metal. Looking at this top card. What is? Oh, I'm not destroying that.
You should destroy that.
No, I'm good. Very good. 14. I know there's Gentleman Ghost speaking to me, but Lobo, with his ability to destroy 2 cards in 1 turn, that's hard to say no to. So yeah, it's gonna be Lobo. Leaves me with 7 power. Suicide Squad for that VP bonus I'm going for. I have 3 power left over. Another kick.
All right. Placing it with
And
Power
then-
Ring and Supergirl.
Okay. And then I can keep Penguin for my next hand, right? Like I get 6
Yep.
cards next turn, including Penguin. Awesome.
All right, let's see what I can do. Okay. So I'm going to sacrifice a punch. Look at the top 3. All right, so I'm going to take Utility Belt. And I'll put these 2 back on top. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna play the Penguin. Draw 2. Discard a vulnerability and a punch. And I'm gonna play Punch, Utility Belt, High Tech Hero, and Icicle.
Icicle. I don't think that's even attack, right? No,
Nope.
it's not. So I actually have to do it. Okay, fine.
So that's 3, 6, 9. So not enough for Gentleman Ghost. Definitely not generating power like I was in the last game that we played, but I'm gonna take Power Ring and Aquaman's Trident.
I mean, I'm getting some consistent high numbers, but my deck's really starting to get more and more diluted. That's why I really wanted that Lobo card. Hopefully that helps. Zatanna, I like that one. Clayface too. Okay. I'm gonna start with Liberty Bell. Actually, hold on. Let me go back. Before I do that. Oh, so I want to do that?
Decisions.
Yeah, there's a whole order of operations thing here I'm really curious about. I think I'll wait. Okay. We'll start with Liberty Bell. 2 power, it's a hero, so I can draw a card. Super Speed draws a card, but because of Force of Solitude, we draw a second card. Cheetah here. Gain a card of cost 4 or less from the lineup.
Ooh.
We're gonna go ahead and get Swamp Thing, generating 5 power. No. Clayface, copying a card. Much more consistent. Not that 5 power isn't consistent. It's more of that Clayface copying, I don't know, something like Super Strength or
Yep.
something like the Penguin, where you actually get to do something other than generate power, is always going to be more valuable in this.
Yeah.
So, Liberty Bell's at 2 power. We're going to follow that up with the Penguin, drawing 2 cards and then discarding 2 cards. Okay, I can work with this. I'm going to discard... I don't want to discard any of these. All right, I guess I'll discard Solomon Grundy.
Ooh,
And I'll discard any of it. I guess I'll discard Mara because there's no way I'm going to get enough cards drawn to make that worth it. Yeah, that works. So I'm still only at 2 power after all this. Let's go with, before we do that, we'll do Bat Signal. 3 power, put a hero from my discard pile into my hand. What we got over here? Nice. Okay, yeah, we'll go with Robin, getting us to 4 power. With that, I'm going to get an Nth Metal into my hand. 5 power. Let's look at this top card. I'm not destroying Grodd, so I guess that's that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power total. 6 power, another Bat Signal, get another hero into my hand. Let's go with this, see what happens. We'll get Kid Flash drawing a card. We already know it's Grodd. 7, 8, 9. 10. And because I played a hero and... Oh, wait, no, you have Icicled me. So that does not happen. 13 with Mordru the Merciless. And I can put all cards of cost of 1 or greater from my discard pile into my deck. So we're going to do that. So, and then finally, Green Arrow's Bow.
Ooh.
Getting us to 15 or 17 towards supervillains. So I will get Gentleman Ghost, leaving me with 4 total. With that 4, I will get... I'm between Zatanna and Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing for obviously 5 power. Zatanna for the ability to customize future turns. I'll go with Zatanna.
Alright. That's replaced with Green Arrow's Bow and Doomsday.
Just give me a second to set up my hand here. I'll be ready shortly. Do I even have? I do, yeah. So much organization. All right. I wish there was like a right-click sort option. That'd be nice.
That would be cool.
Okay, I'm good. And I have a defense card, so I'm definitely ready.
Fortunately, I'm not.
Oh, Calypso.
Calypso. Each player discards a card for each villain in his hand.
We'll defend Lasso of Truth.
Sucks for me.
Oh, yeah?
So I have to discard 2 cards. So I'm going to get rid of Harley Quinn. Ooh, this is a tough one. And I guess Nth Metal. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's a rough turn for me. So I will play Power Ring. Top card is Solomon Grundy. So that's a 3. I'm going to play another Power Ring and Clayface to get 9 total. I'm going to grab Green Arrow's Bow. And you know what? That's it.
Okay.
And I will end my turn.
All right, here we go. Where to begin? I'll start with a kick, because that will trigger Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Gonna follow that up with Ultra Humanite.
Ooh.
2 power. Put any number of cards from my hand on the bottom of my deck, then draw that many cards. I'm gonna put my entire hand down there. So that's 4 cards. It's 2 punches. Actually, no, I'll keep 1 punch so I can use Wildcat's ability. So 3 cards. A copy of Suicide Squad, a copy of Kick, and another punch. So those 3 I'm going to put on the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to draw 3 cards to replace them.
All right.
And I'm glad I did. I am so glad I did. Okay. We're looking at 2 4 power right now. Just look at the lineup real quick. Perfect. All right. Follow that up with Swamp Thing, getting us to 9 power,
Ooh.
triggering the Watchtower to draw a card. Follow that up with, hold on, what do you do again? Yes. Okay. Follow that up with Cobra,
Oh, jeez.
drawing 4 cards and then discarding 2 of them. I guess I'll discard Batmobile and this Suicide Squad. So power-wise, we're still at 2, 4, 9.
Jeez.
Follow that up with a punch, getting to 10. And since I played a hero and villain previous, I draw 2 cards. It just keeps happening. 11 power here. I can put equipment into my hand. Where are you? Perfect. All right, this is fun. All right, 11. I'll put Bat Signal into my hand, which puts me at 12. I can put a hero into my hand, which I use to put Robin down. Give me a 13. Put an equipment into my hand, which I use to play Bat Signal. 14. Put a
Jeez.
hero into my hand. And we'll follow that up with Zatanna here. 15. Put up 2 cards from my discard pile on the bottom of my deck. I'm going to put Liberty Bell down there so I have a defense later. And I'll put a copy of Nth Metal down there so I can get some destruction again soon. So those 2 cards are going to the bottom of my deck. So I'm at 15 power. I still have 5 cards in my hand. 16, 17 with Per Degaton, discarding a vulnerability to get to 18. Man of Steel.
Jeez.
That is 21, and I get all the superpowers, which is just the one, but draw a card. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right. Calypso for 14 brings me down to 12 left over. Another Swamp Thing brings me down to 8 left over. Doomsday brings me down to 2 left over. Nothing to do with it.
All right. That.
This is that situation where since we're playing digital, I'm not as aware of how large my deck is right now. But if I was in person playing this, I would be concerned. But I'm just not thinking about it because it's just little pictures.
Yeah, and to anyone watching, this is why when you're buying cards and making your deck, you have to take into consideration how you're going to synergize everything. That's why, Mr. Bear is like, I mean, just the synergy is crazy. I mean, just look at that last play, for example. But
well, I mean, I know I've already given this advice today, but my best advice in this game, hey, a new card, is always, I know a lot of cards don't give you power, like they don't generate power, but in my opinion, they're the strongest cards in the game. So we got T-Spheres, that's a new one.
Choose a card name, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, put all cards with that name into your hand. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice, especially if you say punch.
But unfortunately, we've reached the end. It's time to reveal.
Oh, really? Already? Okay.
Yep.
Gog.
Ooh.
He's got a stack ongoing ability.
At the start of each player's turn, he discards a card unless he destroys a card in his discard pile. Oof.
That's nice. That's nice, though. Because that's a good way to get rid of vulnerabilities and stuff out of here.
Yeah. For Spirit's attack, each player discards a random card. The player that discarded the card with the highest cost discards an additional card.
Right. I don't have a defense. I'm going to grab a D20 over here, and I'm going to use that Let's see. 1 through 4 is the first one, and I'll just use that. Go down the line. Okay. Where are you? Roll ya. I got a 6, so that would be the second card. I lost Starro.
I'm gonna defend. I don't like. I have a bad feeling about that. If I were to try to do
Good
it on
call.
my own. So let's see what I got. Oh no, not the greatest. Poor John Jones doesn't really help me in this.
Oh, did you do his stack ongoing ability?
At the start of each player's turn, he discards a card, unless he destroys a card and discard. Ooh. I'm going to destroy Harley Quinn.
Yeah, this is gonna be the first time I actually get to work. Like I bought that that Lobo card. I haven't seen it. It's in here somewhere.
It's in there somewhere. Yeah, this is a pretty bad hand for him. Play Nth Metal. Let's see what this top card is. It's the Riddler. I'm actually gonna destroy him.
Okay. Yeah, this part of the game that makes sense.
I'll play Harley Quinn if you want to toss a punch on top of your deck.
Okay.
Solemn
Yeah, I don't have a
Grundy.
defense.
I don't think John Jones helps me.
Yeah, he has no ability.
Yeah.
Like he's unusable. He's the final villain.
So I got 6. I'll take T-Spheres. I'm an equipment kind of guy right now. That will end my turn.
All right, we got another green arrow out there. So this stack ongoing ability is I have to discard a card unless I destroy one. I'm almost certain I've got vulnerabilities. Yeah, I can see one right here. I'm going to destroy that. Because it doesn't specifically say it has to be like cost 1 or higher, right?
No.
No, okay. So yeah, we're good. Go for that. Follow that up. Start our turn with a kick for Fortress of Solitude in play. I get to draw a card. Green arrow here because of Watchtower draws a card. Solomon Grundy. So I'm at 2, 4, 7 power.
Mm-hmm.
Followed up with a punch, drawing 2 cards because of the hero and villain. Draw a card. 12 power. We're going to use Clayface on that, though, to get to 17 power. 20. 22.
Man, oh man.
What would be better? Suicide Squad or I can so I'm going to end this. I'm going to buy GOG. I'm just wondering if I should buy Green Arrow or Suicide Squad because I'm not going to lose to VP this time. I'm going to get the Suicide Squad, I think.
How many Suicide Squads do you have versus Green Arrows?
I think this is the 3rd Suicide Squad, so that'd be 3 times 3, that's 9, while Green Arrow would be another 5.
Well, no, each Green Arrow, though, would be 5.
Yeah, but I already have, like, 2 of them, so that's 10. Like, I'd only gain an additional 5 from what I have right now. While this one stacks with each successive Suicide Squad, right? Yeah, it does. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This would only be 3 more. You're right. Green Arrow would be better. You're right. Yeah, Green Arrow it is.
And I mean, he's going to win with the VP anyway, so I'm just, just helping him out a little.
I'll take GOG here with his 7 VP. Jeez.
Oof.
All right, should we tally this up again?
Yep.
Now that we know we can trust the machines.
All right, let's see what we got here.
You know what? I think this I think the thing that's really missing from the Justice Society crossover after playing this game with you is it should lend more avenues to gaining weaknesses because
Mm-hmm.
If you're leaning into not destroying your punches and vulnerabilities, gaining extra weaknesses would give you motivation to destroy them, so still leaning into using that. Just
Yeah.
a thought. All right, you ready?
And you have 20 more cards than me. All right, let's see what we got.
Whoa. Yeah, I learned some lessons after that last game, I think, and that was don't ignore the
Yep.
VP cards.
Yeah. Those VP cards came in pretty clutch and did a whopping 20 cards more in your deck. But
Yeah.
you go through cards so much faster than I do.
It seems that way, and I think it's just because I lean into so many draw card strategies,
Mm-hmm.
including what I got out of Wildcat. So I had Wildcat's draw. I had 2 locations. I'm actually really surprised we didn't see any of the other locations.
I know, right?
Because we didn't see the equipment one, so we didn't see Batcave. We didn't see the villain one, which is Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think it's just those 2 that we didn't see, but still.
Pretty wild. Definitely, I mean, I won by 1. He won by a lot more than that.
Well, I will
53.
give myself the caveat that I was in the right place at the right time to buy Man of Steel, which was a very powerful card for me.
Very well
What did you
done.
think about Mr. Terrific's ability?
So I really like it. I feel like if I would have gotten the Dark Knight a little bit sooner,
Yeah.
I feel like I would have been able to play a little bit more. I think like Mr. Terrific is awesome if you have a lot of equipment. But I don't feel like I really bought that many equipments kind of towards like until like towards the end of our play session. So but that's just another aspect of the game. There's a little bit of RNG luck involved with
Certainly.
it. I feel like it'd be really fun to play as those superheroes in like a crisis mode.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that before. We've had in the Solo Crisis League past seasons where we did a crossover, and that can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. And for the people who don't know, why don't you give another description of the Solo Crisis League before we wrap this up, so people are
Okay.
aware.
Yeah, sure. Well, before I do that, I did want to ask you something else. What did you think about the starter card strategy that came along with this crossover pack?
I wish I know it'd be hard to do. I don't even want to pretend like I know how to design a game,
Yeah.
but I think it'd be really cool if they found a way to promote the starters more. Like maybe give you a reason to somehow gain more punches and
Uh-huh.
really play into the starter cards a little bit more. Maybe like add a card where like, oh, you know, this card's VP is worth this much for as many starter cards as you have. Kind of like Solomon Grundy, but it made in like toned down a bit. But
Yeah.
I really wish they would have played in a bit more to the starter cards because that's actually what I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to provide you with a way of gaining like more punches and have cards be like, oh, this card is worth such and such if you know have a certain amount of punches that you discard or whatever. I thought it was going to play more into the punches than it actually did.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I really like your idea of being able to like buy punches from the game box essentially. Like almost
Yeah.
having punches out there next to the kick
Mm-hmm.
and make them like cost 2 or something. I'm just looking through the main deck at cards we didn't get to see if they would have like changed our opinions at all. So, these are the 2 cards I'm seeing in this main deck. Oh wait, no, there's a third. There we go. Okay, so yeah, these 3 cards that I'm about to flip over
Mm-hmm.
are crossover 1 cards that we never saw because we got through the game so quick.
Yeah.
Even though they were all in the top half of the deck. Okay, so let's go one at a time, see if it would have changed your mind at all. Dr. Midnight. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may discard any any of them and put the rest back in any order. That's kind of similar to what you were doing, isn't it?
Yep, that's kind of similar to Mr. Terrific. That would have been that would have actually been a pretty decent card for my deck.
Yeah, that would have been a good combo to have. Next up, Citizen Steel. Draw a card. Oh, there we go. Supervillains cost you 1 less to defeat this turn for each punch you play or have played this turn. Now, there's a card that really makes punches worthwhile.
Yep. The more cards like that in the set would have been awesome.
And the final one, Monument Point. When you play your first punch during each of your turns, draw a card. Yeah, I can see that working really well with Wildcat, because when I play my first punch, if I already played a hero and villain, I draw 2 cards. Add Monument Point to that, I'm drawing 3 cards just for playing a single punch. That's a good reason to keep all 10.
Yep, definitely. And with that location, plus the other 2 locations you already had, plus Wildcat's ability, that's a lot of deck thinning right there.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah. So yeah, that's I can see what they were doing. I think the 10 cards, because I double checked before playing, and it is 10 main deck cards that this adds. I don't think that's enough. I think if they went to like 15 at least, it would have made a little bit more of an impact.
Yeah, and like I said, more cards. I mean, Citizen Steel, like, and the Monument Point, like, just more cards that really make punches matter and make them important, and gaining punches, like, or even utilizing, like, I was gonna say kicks, but kicks are already kind of important in their own way. But yeah, just finding a way to make punches matter a bit more. Like, I thought with this crossover pack that, like I said, I thought we'd be able to gain punches, and I thought punches were like really gonna matter.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and that's how I always describe it too. So I totally get where you got that from, and I really think that maybe if we were playing with a different set, because the base game has some really strong cards already, such as Man of Steel, right?
Yeah.
Or Dark Knight. So those are really powerful cards. If we were to put this in a set like Forever Evil instead, because Forever Evil, it feels like, I'm not saying this is a fact, but it feels like half the cards in that game destroy other cards within the game. So if you play this with Forever Evil, you're put in a situation where you have a lot of destruction at your hands, but you have to decide if the punches are worthwhile anymore or not. And it might not be. I mean, if you don't have Citizen Steel, are punches worth it? It's debatable.
Yeah, because I feel like to an extent, once you get Solemn Grundy, then it's like the other player is kind of like, well, I don't really need my punches and like as much. Like, I don't need the starter cards as much.
Yeah, of course. Now, what about the other heroes we had available to us? Any of them would have changed your playstyle, you think, enough to be worthwhile?
I think to an extent, Power Girl.
Yeah, I wish I had Power Girl.
Yeah, just because every time you play a different superpower, you get to grab a punch, which, I mean, it is good if you have like all 7 of your punches in there.
Yeah.
Because if you somehow manage to play 7 different superpowers, that's an additional +7 right there, because you're getting all the punches back.
Just almost an entire Solomon Grundy. Because he costs 8.
Yeah, but I just feel like this is like low-key a really good concept, like utilizing your starter cards. I just feel like they probably could have done like a little bit of a better job really enforcing, like, bam, these starter cards are important. Like, even finding a way to make vulnerabilities useful. Like, maybe finding a way to transfer them to the other player or something. So you have to debate, like, oh, do I want my Solomon Grundy being +10 VP, or do I want to sacrifice these vulnerabilities to, my opponent, so they have to waste trying to destroy them, or it holds them back? Like I think
Or
that would be
maybe like
pretty
a
cool.
card with an attack that says like gain a punch from an opponent's discard pile.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, that's kind of what I was expecting was punches and vulnerabilities to be so important that it's
Yeah.
like you have to strategize around them mostly. But it was
I
still
think
fun. Like, I really like all this this crossover pack.
Yeah, yeah. I think it needs more. I think it needs more main deck cards. The tens just doesn't feel like enough. I'm with you that it needs some stronger focus on it because while the starter focus is there, it could definitely use more, and it could
Mhm.
use a little bit more influence on the result of the game. The fact that Solomon Grundy is the only way to make them worthwhile at the end of the game is kind of upsetting, I guess. If
Yeah.
we were playing a crisis game where VP doesn't matter, we'd have a totally different discussion about what the punches meant during that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be curious to try this crossover again in like a crisis mode.
Yeah, we could definitely give that a shot.
But my advice, quote unquote, to Cryptozoic would be Fantasy Flight Games with their Arkham Horror card game. They have
Yeah,
these like sets that they release, like
return
Return
to
to.
stuff. Yeah,
If they did something like that, if they made a Kickstarter for something like that, I think people would be down for a Return to type of crossover packs
that's an
where I
interesting
feel
idea. Yeah,
yeah, so it's like they would be able to build on the concepts that they have in the crossover pack. I think people would be really I would back that Kickstarter.
yeah, that's cool. I do. I think that's a really cool idea. I don't think it's gonna happen only because they're releasing like crossover packs that contain three crossover packs this year. Crossover
Mhm.
collections, I think they're calling them.
Yeah.
So that seems like with them being printed, we're not going to get anything like that. But I am down to see something like that. I would be 100% on board.
Yeah, cuz like I
So
said, great concept here though
yeah,
with the punches.
yeah, definitely, yeah. I definitely see all your points. I would love to see more of that come to life. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if we did, because some people play the game with two heroes per player, and in a game like that, where you have two different strategies you can lean on, that might be interesting too. But I don't know if that's going to help this one or not.
Yeah, hard to say, but still just great job, Cryptozoic. I mean, I know you and I had a discussion. I don't want this to turn into a huge debate, but I know I played like the Marvel Legendary deck building game. I played the DC deck building game. There's just something about the like simplicity yet complexity of this game that just makes me keep coming back to this, where I don't really think about the like Marvel deck building game.
Yeah, and we're just using the base set here. This is arguably the most simplistic of all of them. This one
Mhm.
has a lot of cards that are just like, yeah, I'm just worth 2 power, and then that's what I do. That becomes rare as you go through the other sets, where a lot more stacking abilities and specific combos come into play. And we'll talk about that, especially when we reach Heroes Unite, where I think is like the ultimate base set they've made so far. Though
Mhm.
arguably, Dark Knight's Metal is really cool too, and really
Dark
unique.
yeah, Dark Knight's Metal is awesome.
So yeah, we'll be following this up with a Crisis game, right?
Yes. Let me bring my camera over here. So if we look right here, we are using the DC base set. That was on our first episode, and we used it again for Justice Society America crossover pack 1, and then the next one will be introducing Crisis Expansion 1, where we'll be teaming up against the impossible mode supervillains.
Yes, they're villains with stronger attacks, higher costs. Introduces crisis cards, which is a whole other challenge that you have to beat
Yep.
before you take on the villain. And as you said, it's cooperative, which is what I really like about it.
It's definitely going to be an experience, and I think we both kind of agree that Crisis mode is definitely our go-to, at least for this game. I love Crisis. I love teaming up. I love like the cooperative aspect of the Crisis
Yeah,
modes.
I do too, and especially when you get into it in multiplayer, because then you can like help each other and lean on each other's strengths and like try and help the other players with their weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like when we play Crisis next, we'll deal each other 3 cards, but we won't pick individually, you know? We'll debate which combo of 2 that we have available to us is going to work best together to make this happen. And I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, to an extent, it's almost like playing, in my opinion, like playing a completely different game when you add the crisis mode to it.
Yeah, I'm with you there. But as you were alluding to earlier, if you like crisis mode or you're not sure what it is yet, watch the next video. We'll get there. But yeah, there's the solo crisis league I run. It's a semi-competitive way of playing this crisis cooperative mode. It's not competitive in a super harsh way. It's more of just like a challenge where you play against other players where you all play the same setup and you compete based on like the size of your main deck at the end of the game, how many villains you defeated, the crisis cards you face, how many weaknesses you gained, all sorts of different metrics that are tracked so that you can kind of get a score and see how you scored against other players. It's a good way of trying the game out, trying different combos because you only have specific heroes available to you, and to talk to other players about what strategies work for you so you can get better at the game. I really like it. Check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out, and be sure to subscribe to Mr. Bear's YouTube channel and join his Discord if you want to learn how to play the game, find people to play with. If you have questions, if you're confused about rules, it's a great place to go and be in a good community around this game and find people that can help you out, because so far everyone I've chatted with over there has been super nice and super understanding, and
Yeah.
everyone there literally seems like they're down to help, like no matter where
Yeah.
your skill level is at the game.
I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I'm glad people can come in and ask questions because even if I'm not available, there's always someone there who is available. Heck, while we were playing this game tonight, I asked a question because I wasn't sure about something, and someone answered while we were playing. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly. And as we mentioned, the next video will be using the base set with Crisis Expansion 1. Probably next week. I think we might be good to record again next week. But if not, just be on the lookout. That will just be the next episode, and that's where things are really gonna ramp up. If there's gonna be a long episode, it's definitely gonna be when we do the crisis stuff.
Yeah, that there's a serious time sink that does go into crisis mode, but it's very rewarding, I think.
Definitely. Well, everyone, thank you for swinging by again. Very excited to keep playing the DC deck building game. You can find it on like Amazon at good prices, your local hobby shop. There are plethora of places where you can get it. Just be aware that sometimes they do run out. It's a popular game. Like I think right now, Crisis 3 and 4 are just like non-existent online. But you can get the base set. I've seen Heroes Unite. I've seen pretty much everything but Crisis 3 and 4.
Yeah, the Crisis 3 especially has been out of stock for about a year and a half, almost everywhere. This is the 10-year anniversary of the game this year, the first base set that what we've been playing. It's the 10-year anniversary of that. So they are doing a Kickstarter this year for some new content, and it seems like they're reprinting some stuff too. So keep an eye out. It should be in this year. Fingers crossed.
Definitely fingers crossed, because Crisis 3 is the only one I don't have. So
Oh yeah.
So I'm on the lookout for that. All right, everyone. Have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.